Hey everybody, it's GoodHeart Kids.
Hi kids, your adventure today awaits in the book Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues. Rosie will be reading this book that was written by Kimberly and James Dean and illustrated by James Dean.
Hi kids, I'm Rosie. Welcome to Storytime. Shelby and I recently went on an adventure to our local library. Do you know what we found there? We found books, and a lot of them. Have you ever been to your local library? It is the best place to go if you're looking for a good adventure.
Yeah, I'm always up for a good adventure. Rosie even got me my own library card, and if you ask, maybe your grown-up person will get you one too.
In today's story, Pete the Cat and his friends had a great day of fun in the sun and surfing at the beach. But at the end of the day, they weren't ready for the fun to end. They decided to have a sleepover at Pete's house.
Sleepovers are so much fun, but when I go to a sleepover, I don't get much sleep.
Do you think Pete and his friends will get any sleep at their sleepover? Let's read and find out. Pete the Cat and the Bedtime Blues. Pete and the gang had a great day. They'd been at the beach. Surf and sun and tons of fun. But when the sun went down, they didn't want the fun to end. Pete had an idea. Hey, how about a sleepover? More time for tons of fun. Groovy! Pete's place, let's go! The party was far out, but they knew they couldn't stay up all night. The gang decided it was time to say goodnight. On went the pajamas, and out went the light. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete! Pete was just about to catch some Z's when... Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Grumpy Toad. I don't want to go to bed. I want to clap instead. Pete covered his head.
Oh.
This cool cat needs to go to bed. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Time to sleep. Pete tried again to catch some Z's when... Who did that? Pete asked. It was me, said Gus the Platypus. I don't want to go to bed. I want to jam instead. Pete covered his head. This cool cat needs to go to bed. Time to sleep. Good night, Gus. Good night, Alligator. Good night, Toad. Good night, Pete. Pete closed his eyes to catch some Z's when he heard... Pete had a hunch. It was Alligator. He was always up for eating. What could Pete do? All the clapping, rat-a-tat-tatting, and munching was giving him the bedtime blues. Pete had a groovy idea. He got out his favorite bedtime story and started to read, first to himself and then to the gang. Pete noticed it was finally quiet. No more clapping, no more rat-a-tat-tatting, and no more munching. They all settled down. No one made a sound. Pete yawned and turned off the light. Good night, sleep tight. Time to catch some Z's. Tomorrow was another day for surfing, sun, and tons of fun. The end.
Oh boy, they finally got to sleep. I'm going to remember that for the next time I'm at a sleepover. Just read a story and everyone goes to sleep.
Reading a story did work for Pete and his friends, and Pete finally convinced his friends that tomorrow was another day for more fun and surfing in the sun. Kids, if you enjoyed the story, please hit the like button, and then in the comments, if you can remember, tell me which of Pete's friends rat-a-tat-tatted and just wanted to jam instead of going to bed. Do you remember?
Thank you for joining us for our story today. We hope to see you again soon. If you liked the story, hit the subscribe button below. If you click the bell icon beside it, we will let you know when we have a new video for you to watch. See you soon!